Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth.
I love Mayweather. I think Manny Pacquiao whooped Mayweather today. Manny Pacquiao in his prime was throwing damn near 100 punches per round. No other fighter could do that, and he wasn't on steroids. Manny Pacquiao all day.
I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power, it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row that just...
Stephen A. Smith broke down why he thinks Manny Pacquiao would dominate Floyd Mayweather in a rematch. He called Pacquiao a true legend, a champion from day one who earned everyone's respect. Smith praised Manny's speed, power, and technique, saying those qualities haven't faded, even at 46. In fact, he believes Pacquiao is more dangerous now than ever and would overwhelm Mayweather if they fought again.
Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people, I want to say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Marcus.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude. I'm going to miss him.
Charleston White didn't hold back when talking about the old rivalry between Mayweather and Pacquiao. He claimed that back when Pacquiao was in his prime, Floyd avoided the fight not for strategy, but out of fear. White highlighted how explosive Manny was, fast combos, sharp movement, and pure grit. He also called out Floyd's steroid accusations as distractions to delay the fight. In White's view, Mayweather waited until Pacquiao slowed down to protect his perfect record. His words reignited the idea that Floyd was dodging a real challenge.
Right? Going to the grave.
A story of redemption.
Absolutely. Somebody we remember forever. No doubt, man. With Charleston, we'll let you get back to your business.
And can't forget about the George Foreman grill. Yeah, can't forget about that grill, the George Foreman grill.
It taught many people
taught a nigga how to make burgers without being messy.
Definitely an important thing, that George Foreman grill, bro. Without question, man. What's your best memory of Manny Pacquiao? Watching Manny fight over the years, what was your best memory of him?
I love Mayweather, but Mayweather avoided him for all those years, accusing him of being on steroids, and he never tested positive for steroids. He was like a machine. Yeah, homie. So if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the only fighters, homie, that threw over 100-something plus rounds, punches per round. So he was like a machine, homie.
Age has always been a big topic in boxing, especially with legends like Pacquiao and Mayweather. For a while, talk of a rematch seemed pointless. People thought both fighters were past their prime, but Pacquiao's recent fight against Mario Barrios changed that. His speed, stamina, and timing surprised everyone. Now, fans are wondering, could Mayweather really beat this version of Manny? Instead of watching the aging fighters, people are starting to believe it could be a real showdown. Again, the buzz is coming back.
The question hanging in the air like a jab, what's next for the Pac-Man? There's a growing chant for a Floyd rematch. And you know what? I wouldn't hate it. Two legends, both past their peak, but still dangerous, still proud, still built for the lights. Only thing is, after what Manny just showed, not sure Floyd wants that smoke.
Since returning to the ring, Pacquiao hasn't been quiet about wanting another shot at Mayweather. In every interview, he's made it clear he's ready. No games, no delays, just a straight-up challenge. Manny says the ball is in Floyd's court now. This bold approach shows Pacquiao's fighter spirit. He truly believes he can still compete at the top level. And he's not just talking, he's proving it in the ring. What once felt impossible now feels like it could really happen.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as Manny Pacquiao gears up for his showdown with WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios. But that's not all. There's talk of a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao's not holding back, saying Mayweather's been ducking him. He wants a real fight, not just an exhibition. Can you imagine the hype if this happens? It could be worth billions. But first, Pac-Man's got to handle business this Saturday. If he wins, will it force Mayweather to step up, or will Barrios spoil the party? One thing's for sure, the line of fighters wanting a piece of Pacquiao will be long if he comes out on top. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.
Boxing coach Abel Sanchez gave insight into why Pacquiao still looks so sharp. He said it's not just about power, it's Manny's ability to land quick, clean punches that makes him special. Even after being out of the ring for years, Pacquiao came back with perfect timing and rhythm. Sanchez noted that his fitness and hand-eye coordination haven't faded at all. While most fighters slow down with age, Manny's smart. Efficient style keeps him competitive. According to Sanchez, Pacquiao still has what it takes to be one of the best.
It didn't seem like Barrios wanted to hurt Manny, and maybe it's the respect. Maybe the greatness was, he was in the ring with greatness and didn't want to do anything dumb.
Yeah, like I spoke to Bob after the fight, who's the trainer of Barrios, and he was telling me he was getting on Mario's ass about that. Like he felt like he was being too nice, and he told him that you got to take it to him, man. Like leave all that crap outside. Like you be mean, you got to take it to him.
Yeah, but you know what? We are on the outside. We're not taking near a lick as a coach.
Yeah.
He's in there with a great legend, and he's in there with somebody that can punch and somebody that can fight. So his mentality and his sentiment and what he sees there is a hell of a lot different than what we see on the outside. All we can do is try to encourage our guys, but we're not taking any punches.
Yeah, and there was flashes of the old Pacquiao there, though.
At times.
Yeah, at times.
Yeah.
Obviously not like before, but, his patented jab straight and then come up top was there. It landed a few times. In the first round, he landed a straight like almost right away, I felt, to kind of show Mario like, hey, I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power; it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row that put you in trouble. So maybe Barrios was not going to have any of that. Who knows? But again, it didn't look like the kind of fight that puts people on the edge of the seats.
Just covering Pacquiao's career for as long as I have, there was a few things that I noticed. Like I felt like at times, and maybe this will get better now that he's, doing he said that he's going to come back, that he's eyeing maybe October, November this year to come back again in another fight. He's more consistent. I know when you're older, it's like the old saying, like, you got to use it so you don't lose it,
Right.
Even though Manny Pacquiao didn't officially get the win against Barrios, his performance sparked major conversations. Fans and experts alike felt the judges got it wrong. Many believed Manny deserved the victory, but more than the decision, it was how Pacquiao looked that stood out. He seemed faster, smarter, and more determined than ever. The focus wasn't on belts, it was on ability. At 46, he didn't just prove he can still fight. He showed he could beat Mayweather. Rematch now feels not only possible, but winnable.
Barrios and Manny thing, y'all don't see what the bigger picture is? Y'all don't think we're gonna get a Mayweather Part 2 coming soon? Y'all don't think so? Because you do know Barrios is the ultimate company man.
Oh.
Mayweather
Pac 2? Yeah, I don't see that. I'm more on the Tank. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that Tank gets the fight.
That's what I've been saying. I said I'm going to stand on it that if Manny Pacquiao pulls this off and gets that belt, Floyd Mayweather's coming out of retirement.
Not everyone is on board with the rematch. Many boxing fans admire both Pacquiao and Mayweather and would rather remember them at their peak. Watching two legends fight again at this stage feels bittersweet. For these fans, a loss for either man could damage the legacy they worked so hard to build. Nostalgia runs deep in sports, and the idea of one icon defeating the other now just doesn't sit right to them. It's better to protect the past than chase new headlines.
Nobody wants to see a Pacquiao versus Mayweather 2. The first fight was a decade ago, and it took too long to happen. And now they both, it's just like, come on, bro. We just trying to squeeze the life out of boxing, for real. Y'all want to watch two senior citizens spar? Because they both pushing 50. And the thing that will make it the most disappointing to me is that we should have had this when they were in their primes. And the fact that if they're trying to fight now, it's just a money grab. They just know they can both get a nice check from it, and why not? That would be the only reason, because they pushed this off so many times. Y'all, a lot of y'all wasn't alive back then. Y'all wasn't outside. This was the discussion in boxing for a good 6-year stretch. Is when would Floyd Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao? Is Pacquiao juiced? Oh, Floyd's ducking everybody who's actually good. He doesn't want to fight anybody in their prime. This was the talk about. This was the boxing talk for almost a decade, and the fact that they would come back and do it now, it makes me so mad, because I already know people would watch. It would get the views, but it's just going to be disappointing because the first fight was disappointing.
Roy Jones Jr., a boxing legend himself, made headlines by leaving Mayweather off his list of all-time greats. His reason? It wasn't about Floyd's undefeated record, but about who he fought, or didn't fight. Jones said Mayweather avoided some of the toughest opponents during their prime, while Floyd's resume has big names. Many were past their peak or weren't seen as real threats when they fought him. This criticism adds fuel to the fire for those who argue Pacquiao's legacy is stronger because he always took on the toughest challenges.
Jones Jr. says Floyd Mayweather isn't in his top 5 boxers of all time because Floyd never fought a boxer that was his equal, and reveals he's still open to fighting Floyd in a boxing match. Look, man, Roy, you sounding real desperate, dog. Because Floyd didn't have Ali as his #1 fighter of all time. I hope you guys understand. This all stems from Floyd saying Ali wasn't the GOAT. Relax, Roy. We get it. You just overwhelmingly love Muhammad Ali for some reason. I don't care if you got Floyd top 5 or not. Floyd's my #2. I feel like if he's not top 5, your list is already trash. But all I know is he's way above Roy Jones Jr. Roy was a PDG who got exposed when he had to get off him. And he didn't fight nobody. Roy's resume's empty. It's a skeleton. We got James Toney. Outside of that, it's nobody legendary on his resume outside of Toney that I could think of. Roy was a great fighter, one of the highest peaks in modern boxing history for sure. But the guy, at the end of the day, he didn't fight nobody. I'm cool with Roy saying Floyd ain't top 5, but as long as he don't got himself in that top 5, we all good. You guys let me know how you feel about this. I think Roy Jones looks really desperate. I think he really is seeking attention from Floyd. It's getting really bad.
The road to their 2015 fight was long and full of drama for years. Both sides blamed each other for why the fight didn't happen sooner. Talks broke down over drug testing, money splits, and TV rights, even though Pacquiao agreed to most of the terms. Fans started to believe Mayweather was the one holding things up. One theory that still floats around today: Floyd is avoiding a rematch because he's afraid of losing his undefeated record.
In boxing, I do think that Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation. He just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team Pacquiao had a new offer to offer Team Mayweather. And the way they saw it, if there was no testing dispute, Floyd should be eager to take the fight. So Floyd was given a deadline to accept the deal. Top Rank was very public about this and even gave a countdown on their public website. However, one thing that needs to be considered in this situation is that Bob Arum never disclosed the actual conditions of the contracts.
Their first fight wasn't without controversy. Pacquiao had a shoulder injury that many believe affected the outcome. Some fans say if he had been fully healthy, he could have won. Now, with Manny looking sharp again, people are wondering if Floyd is avoiding a rematch not because of age, but to protect his image. After building a flawless...
Guys keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Pacquiao's fight with Barrios was seen as a make-or-break moment. A win could have opened the door to one last huge payday, maybe even a rematch with Mayweather. But the fight ended in a draw, leaving things unclear. Still, insiders say the result hasn't ended rematch talks. Why? Because it's not just about wins and losses. It's about how many fought. His energy, heart, and sharp style showed fans he still got it. In boxing, excitement often matters more than scorecards.
There's conversation going around that a Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao rematch is in the works if Pacquiao beats Barrios. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all want to see a rematch between these two? For me personally, fuck no. No. The first fight was boring. So just imagine this fight. They're even older now. And their first fight, I feel like it took too long for them to finally fight each other. Right? I feel like Floyd kind of dragged that shit out and caught Manny at a point in time where, you know, they both wasn't dead in their prime anymore, right? They still were great fighters, don't get me wrong, but they wasn't both dead in their prime. I feel like they should have fought dead in their prime against each other. But absolutely not. I don't want to see that. I know they say, oh, it can generate billions. Nah. I mean, people will tune in just because it's Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. But I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see that shit. No.
When Pacquiao stepped into the ring against Barrios, the expectations were low. He hadn't fought in years, and most assumed he'd be rusty. But Manny surprised everyone. His combos were crisp, his footwork smooth, and his timing on point. Critics who once doubted him were now full of praise. That performance didn't just prove he still belongs, it reignited hope. Fans saw flashes of the old Manny and started dreaming again of one last mega fight. Even in his 40s, he showed he's still one of the best.
I mentioned the weekend was busy, so let's talk about the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao, the Boxing Hall of Famer, 46 years old, inactive for nearly 4 years. His attempt to win a welterweight title came up just short, fighting to a draw against Mario Barrios. That wasn't the old Manny Pacquiao that we saw in the ring against Barrios. It was a lot better than what people were expecting, including me. What did you think of what you saw from Pacquiao? 46 years old, back in the ring for the first time since 2021.
Including you and me, we watched that fight together, and we were shocked. The fact that he went past the 5th, the 6th, the 7th round, and he
got
still
better
had bounce.
too. Yeah,
he still had the bounce on his leg. Yeah, of course, it was flashes of the great Manny Pacquiao, but he was doing it against a young, strong, hungry, motivated champion in Barrios, and Barrios he was never in front of a old man, put it that way. He wasn't in front of a 46-year-old. It looked like he was in front of a guy that was in his mid-30s in Manny Pacquiao. And at 46 years old, to keep that fight as competitive all the way to the end, where a lot of people felt that he won, including myself, it's incredible. It really is incredible. And the fact that he was out of the ring so much, forget the age, the inactivity hits you harder when you're that old than actual, Father Nature. That is amazing. That is incredible. That reminds me of like Sugar Ray Leonard when he was out of the ring for 3 years and came back for Marvin Hagler. But Ray Leonard wasn't no 46 years old. Pacquiao needs his legs to be explosive. That's how he made a career. That's how he became an A-division champion, an all-time great. And he still has the little bounce on his legs, man. So credit to those big-ass calves that Manny Pacquiao has, because he showed signs of greatness, man. And it was great to see that, but the judges didn't give it to him.
The debate over who has the greater legacy, Mayweather or Pacquiao, is still alive. Floyd fans point to his perfect record and defensive skill. Pacquiao's side argues his 8 division titles and fearless approach mean more. It's a battle between playing it safe and taking big risks. In 2024, rumors swirled that the rematch was nearly finalized. Fans got their hopes up, but it fell apart quietly. Some blamed money, others said Floyd backed out. The disappointment was real, but after Manny's latest showing, that old hope is back, if it happens. This fight could finally give boxing the closure it's been waiting for.
Speaking of Mayweather, fam, do you see they're doing the Pacquiao rematch?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say that, bro. I was about to say that. They announced it, and all the fans were like,
in the weirdest way, bro. It's like, yo, they didn't even know. It's like they didn't know if they actually meant to announce it or not.
This is what I'm saying.
That fight's actually happening.
I heard in the comments that they announced it in like Chinese or something before, and then the crowd went crazy.
Like Japan, right?
Yeah, in their language they announced it, and then they went crazy, and then they did it in English, and then like that was with silence.
That makes it because Manny Pacquiao said it's like no one cared. I was like, bro, are we like hearing the same thing from? Like, the man just said he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, and no one cared. Everyone's like, okay, like hand over the mic, dog. Like,
people are saying massive. That. They're saying that, or they're saying, oh, like where they were, it's like culture to not like make noise during stuff like this.
Nah, bro,
like,
you know the fans that Manny Pacquiao has and stuff, bro. If he's announcing that fight, you know these guys are going off.